Hi, welcome to my channel. I present myself. My name is Nadia, but my artist name is Clanadia, however you want to say it. And I'm presenting here my first video in English. Uh, I'm kind of stressed because my English is not the greatest. I understand quite well, but I have difficulty pronouncing some words. I'm starting this part of my YouTube channel in English. I used to, well, I still have my French followers, so I'll have my French speaking followers, so I'll have videos up for them as well. But I wanted to present to the English speaking community my coloring and my tips, my techniques, my books, my projects. So I hope you are going to like this adventure with me. And the first video I'm presenting to you in English is my coloring projects done of January and February 2023. So sit back, relax, and I'm going to present you all everything. Okay, so the first book I went in, I'm a really slow colorist. So if you follow me around on Instagram or you know me a bit, you know that I really take my time. I'm really slow. It's unbelievable at some time, but that's how I do things. So yeah, I'm going to do this type of video every 2 months, so I have stuff to show to you, because a video of 10 minutes of two coloring is not that cool to watch. So here, the first one I did, it's not the first one I did, it's the first one I'm showing you today, is the Poké Postal coloring book by Hannah Shilliday. It's a small little book that you can find on Etsy. I don't know if it's available anymore in this size and in this format, but you can buy it in PDF. Honestly, that's what I recommend the best, because the quality of the paper is not great. I've bought the book like this to have it, but I'm kind of disappointed by the quality of the paper, because I wanted to color in it and I didn't like the paper at all. So I've reprinted this book in a bigger size, well, same size, but in a binder like this, on a different paper, and I'm really having a blast every time I go back in this book. So this is Poké Postal by Hannah Shilliday. For the months of February and January, I did the little Charmeleon. Like, I'm going to slow back the camera so you can I can show you better. So Charmeleon is really a really cute Pokemon. It's like the evolution of Charmander, and I did all the first evolutions of the starter pack of the first gen. I don't have a lot of things to say on this Pokemon. It's just that in this book I usually work with alcohol-based markers as a base, and then I rework with Prismacolor Premier pencils. And I really like the results. The smoothness on this paper is the paper I print my PDFs and my small colorings that I like to do with alcohol-based markers at my printer shop. It's really my favorite paper ever since I've discovered it. I really like doing it. I wanted to make it a black background so he could stand out, but I also wanted to add in the lights, and there was no more space to add in a dark background. So instead I've jungled with the two, a dark purple background here behind the Pokemon, and here I did the light. I also wanted to cover the lines with some Posca, but it didn't go well. It was messy, so I just removed it all. So here is my little Charmeleon, but I did for January. And for February I wanted to do Farfetch, for whatever reason came into my bizarre mind. I did Farfetch. It's a really cute small Pokemon. It took me 1 hour to relax and unwind after a huge double page spread I'm going to show you later in this video. And it was really cute, also done with alcohol-based markers. I use the Ohuhu brand, and it's really a small, cute coloring. I forgot to say that I like to put the numbers of the Pokemon in a dual hybrid metallic gold pen. I think it's here. Yeah, this one. And I have to replace them because they're running out of ink. It's the hybrid dual metallic. I've had plenty of colors, but I like to use the gold for the lettering here. I think it really closes in the picture and finishes it up. It's an habit I took in my Pokemon. If you want to see how it's going forward. So I have my starters, well, the evolution of the starters and a few others sprayed in the book. So it's always finished up with the gold gel pen for the details. So that is in Pokepostal by Hannah Shilliday, that you can find on Etsy under her name, Hannah Shilliday, and she has another Pokepostal book of the second generation. I'm not familiar with those Pokemon, but it's a really cute pages. So here is for my first colorings that I have to show you guys. After that, I'm showing you the Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Igusa coloring book. I did one in this. I wanted to do a peacock for whatever reason came into my bizarre mind right again, and I did the peacock. So I wanted to do some sort of Japanese cherry tree sorts of design, and when I finished it I wasn't happy with it. I was like, damn, I had another idea, but it's too late. The paper is already covered with pencils. I can't do anything else to it, so I'm going to leave it as that. I'm not happy with this coloring at all. I even filmed it completely to do a speed coloring if you're interested, but I'm not sure I'm going to post it because I'm not happy with this coloring page result. I'm going to lower the camera. So for the background I used the Faber-Castell Artist pen in some sort of lavender color, and I took back with Prismacolors just to smooth it out. And I did the iris flowers a darker purple. And yeah, that's what I have to say about this page. A simple page that doesn't say that much, but still, I'm happy it's done. It's not terrible, but I can clearly do better. So this one is in Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Igusa that you can find on Amazon Japan, and there's a brand new bigger version in Amazon US if you want to. I don't know the difference between the paper, but I'm fine with this book. I'm not going to buy a book twice just to have another type of paper. So here is for Symphony of Cute Animals. The next book I want to show you is a quirky one, a bit like me. It's a Happy Time workbook series. Sorry, I don't speak Korean, so I don't know what is written here. It's a strange cute book I've seen on Lovela's coloring channel last year, and I fell in love with it. I asked her where did she get it, and you can find it on Book Depository for around 30 Canadian dollars. It's not that cheap, it's not that expensive either, and the quality of the book is clearly made for watercolor, and I'm not a watercolor artist, so I usually scan the pictures in books that I don't want to ruin or I don't want to color in it because the paper doesn't suit me. So in this book, I first scanned the page and then I did it in another one. I did the little cute tigers in steak. I love steak and my favorite animal is tigers. I've did this for a lot of French-speaking challenges. I absolutely love doing this. So my version, I did an alcohol-based marker as well. It's the same paper that I used for my Pokemon earlier. It's the same paper and it's alcohol-based markers, Okufu and Copic, I think. It was an amazing experience to color this page, even though when I have to reprint it, it came out way smaller and the details were way too small. And it was not that enjoyable to color at first because the ink was spreading like crazy on such a small surface. You cannot do any gradients or anything with the ink because it was so small. So I think that for the next pages I'm going to color in this book, I'm going to scan them on a bigger piece of paper just to have more ease and more control on what I do, because it was way too small, and that not that enjoyable in the end because of this size. But apart from that, the picture was so fun to color. I did roast a bit more of the bread and some of the elements, but my picture is way yellower than the original. But I wanted to keep true to the original to learn how to color this type of food. And I really loved it in the end. Really nice experience, and I really love this book, and I'm going to come back to it, maybe not real soon, but eventually, because this book is way too cute to just leave it on the shelf. So this one is my interpretation, well, the same thing, some sort of color study of the meat and everything, for this cute page in Happy Time Workbook Series by Talby. I think her name is, yeah, Talby. So if you want the link for this book, just message me back, and I'll send you the link to help you find this book. So this one is for this book. The next page is a gigantic project I did in this book. It's Katogi Mari Retro Kimono, I think it's called. I'm a fan of this artist. When she announced her second book, I was so happy because I love the first one. And I not went back, but I went in the first time in this book for Valentine's Day. I started in January, but I finished it in February. So it's this double page spread of lovers. It really took me an incredible amount of time to finish this piece. I was like, I'm tired of this page. I'm tired of this page. I went back, like you were forcing me to do some homework with this page because it was so long, and I even took some shortcuts that are absolutely unusual to me, and it still took me an incredible amount of time. I started by basing the background with acrylic pink paint. I've mixed up two paints, white and a brighter pink, a bit like this one, to base everything. And then I've colored every object and the two characters. I really wanted them to look coherent together. They have the same color schemes, but I didn't want them to look like siblings because for me they are lovers. So I went with purplish black hair and brownish hair for his hair on this side, and the colors that she wears on her kimono, he wears this too, like for example this apron with the flowers, it's the packaging for the flowers here, and the yellow here is in the yellow in the tulips. You have the green of the leaves of the sunflowers on the pattern of the kimono, it's the green that is here. There's some sort of pale lilac, is the pale lilac here too, but more bluer. This one is more pinker. And the reddish pink here is here. The gold elements on the trim of her kimono is here. So I tried to balance everything up so they will look nice together. And the dark purple here is the dark purple here, but here it looks way bluer on the camera than it does in real life. So I don't know why it looks blue here and purple here, but still. And for the hearts there was some sort of weird, bizarre motifs. At first I colored them, my friend told me no, it looks bizarre there, just try and maybe put some paint on it, cover them, because they don't look good. And so I'm covering them, is it a good idea, but not with acrylic paint. So I decided to cover them with Japanese rice paper. And for this is the same thing. There was these hearts, and I decided to put some sort of scrapbook paper in the back here, and it's the same paper here. I finished up with the background here. It's with an acrylic gold pen. I've drawn all these flowers, and I like it this way. It's simple, I think it's effective, and it just clears up the mess of objects with a blank spot to to relax your eyes on, so I think it really looks nice. And the heart there is Faber-Castell artist marker. And I finished up with another gel pen. So this is the page, the double page spread for Valentine's Day, and I finished up with those cute stars. I think they really add some personality to the page. And I'm happy I finished it because this was gigantic to do. Even it doesn't look like this, it's gigantic to do. So here, this is my double page spread in Katogi Mari Retro Kimono Girls that you can find on Amazon Japan. And the last, but not the least, it's the bigger project of the 2 months. It was in this book. It's the Sea Life coloring book. I don't know really the name of the artist or the name of the book. I think it's can be translated as Sea Life coloring book. It's a really cute book that is really cheap too, about sea life. So you have really beautiful pictures of sea life, tropical sea life, and you can reproduce them to your heart content on the line art. And the line art is really created so you can follow in and add in the lights and to work in the shadows in the right spot and everything, like some sort of we call it in French les coloriages mystères, mystery coloring, but it's kind of pale, so it's not going to detract your attention from the art. And I really like this book. It really is challenging. So I did this page here. This is the model, and I wanted to practice to reproduce some sort of scenery like this because it's really unusual for me to color undersea creatures. And I did it, I scanned it on a bigger piece of paper to have more space. I reduced the lines so they will be even less harsh, and I did a base of alcohol based markers. So this is my rendition of that page. I'm just going to put it a bit further away like this, so there's the light on it again, but I've tried to, yeah. So this is my rendition of this page. You see the original one here and my version here. It's alcohol based markers like this, and I had a blast doing this. It was really hard, especially the water background and the whales here, the orca whales. But when that was done, it was really fun to do all this part in the bottom here with the I forgot what's the name of these things. The coral, yeah, coral. It was really fun. It was challenging. It was hard. I had to think around to get the colors I wanted, especially for the turtles and the fish and everything, just to get them exactly as I wanted them. The same thing for the whales. I have to think about purple, blues, instead of shading just with black. So I tried to reduce shading with black. I shaded with dark blues and dark purples, and then I added a layer of black and put a layer of blue and dark purples again, just to make the color even more richer. And I think I've learned a lot doing this picture, and I can't wait to go back and do another one. I think I'm going to tackle this one next in this book. So here's my version of this page. I'm really in love with it, even though it was really hard, but I'm satisfied with the result of this page. I'm just going to put it like this. So that was the last one I had to show. It's still 20 minutes for 5 or 6 colorings. It's not that much of content, but I prefer doing this and talking a lot. I know I talk a lot. So let me in the comments which one you like the best. Do you like the colorings I've shown to you? If you have any ideas on future projects and future videos you would like to see on coloring and how to put color in pictures, just let me know. You can also follow me on my Instagram. I'm going to put the name and the link in the description down below, and we're going to see each other in the next video. So have a nice day and enjoy your colorings.